President Uhuru Kenyatta and his elder brother Raila Odinga are facing two major political headaches ahead of 2022 August election. The first headache they are facing is the choice of the running mate. Who will be Raila Odinga's running mate in 2022? That's the question. Because from all indications, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga had actually settled on an individual from the larger Mount Kenya region. But you all know that One Kenya alliance split into two. Mudavadi and Wetangula went with the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto. And the remaining principals are now putting new demands that they want the position of the running mate. So that's the first challenge they are facing. The second dilemma they are facing is the Nairobi gubernatorial race or seat. Who will be the Azimio la Umoja candidate for Nairobi? Because you all know that Nairobi is going to be critical for Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. And several factors will determine who will be the candidate. But one thing I know for sure is that Nairobi gubernatorial candidate will be negotiated at the table. So number one Kenya Alliance leadership are already demanding that position. And who is their candidate? And can that their candidate win? Let's assume the candidate is Kalonzo Musyoka. Can Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga decline to give Kalonzo Musyoka that seat? Then there's the Jubilee factor. Jubilee factor comes in this way. Jubilee are saying that they're giving the ODM party the presidential candidate. So for them, they're demanding the running mate. When it comes to Nairobi, they want the ODM to give them, they want to give the candidate in Nairobi. And then ODM to give a running mate. So Jubilee factor is there. Then there is the ODM party. ODM party believes that they can easily win Nairobi through their support alone. And already they have a candidate. So in this video today, I want us to concentrate on the dilemma which President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are actually facing in Nairobi. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Now, let us get back to the main issue. Who are likely to be the candidates for the Nairobi gubernatorial seat? Three names are already emerging. There is the name of Dennis Waweru, who was the co-chair of the BBI steering committee. Then there is the name of Richard Ngatia, the man who currently, in my view, is the front runner. And then there is Tim Wanyonyi. Tim Wanyonyi is the favorite ODM candidate. So we have those three gentlemen. And in Nairobi, already there is serious division within the Azimio team. So we have Team A, Azimio A, and Azimio B. And because politics is all about interest, Azimio A has Wanyonyi, who has teamed up with Waweru, who has teamed up with Sifuna and Esther Passaris. I'm going to explain why they are teaming up. And then there's the emergence of Azimio B, which has Richard Ngatia, which has Ann Kananu, which has Beatrice Kwamboka, the nominated senator. Ruben Dolo is in that team. So these camps have clearly emerged and they are campaigning and decampaigning each other. And as you all know, that Nairobi politics has always been very simple. It has always been Kikuyu versus Raila's candidate, or Western Kenya, or ODM Alliance for that matter. Raila Odinga has always won the presidential votes. In 2017, for example, in 2013, Kidero won the gubernatorial seat via ODM. In 2017, Mike Sonko won. So for you to win Nairobi, the maths is very simple. The maths is very simple. You just need to win the support of the Kikuyu, and let's say you get the Kamba votes. Or, like now we are in Azimio, in Azimio now it's easier. You get the Kikuyu votes, you get the Luo votes, you get the Luya votes. You are done. And that's why there is this division. Let me explain to you why the division is actually emerging. Richard Ngatia is a Kikuyu. So for Richard Ngatia to win in Nairobi, he must win the support of Luya Nation. And because his main opponent is a Luya, who is Tim Wanyonyi, it means he must get a serious Luya as the Senate candidate. And that's why he really wanted Sifuna to be the Senate candidate. You remember Edwin Sifuna announced recently. And the other day, he dismissed that camp. But the truth of the matter is that the billboards of Edwin Sifuna you are seeing in Nairobi, according to some sources, were actually erected by Ngatia. The reason behind Ngatia doing that is that he believes that if the Luya is divided, then Tim Wanyonyi will be weak. But the challenge Ngatia is facing is that for Ngatia to be governor, Passaris, who is a Kikuyu, must be sacrificed. So which means Passaris, there's no way Passaris can actually support Ngatia. So Passaris is now teaming up with the Wanyonyi camp. But how will Uhuru and Raila manage the whole thing? Because there's now the Luo factor also. And the Luo factor is actually Raila factor and it's actually ODM factor. Because there is no Luo candidate. Our politics is trouble. For Wanyonyi to win, he needs the Kikuyu votes. What I don't understand is why Wanyonyi is being supported by Dennis Waweru. Remember, in his camp, Ngatia is very wise. Ngatia has decided, let me have Edwin Sifuna. Of course, Edwin Sifuna has denied, as the Senate. Then let me have Beatrice Kwamboka as the women rep. So for him, he has Western Alliance already. Kisses covered. He believes Luos are covered through Raila, and he also believes that Sifuna will cover the Luyas and ODM. For Wanyonyi, he has Beatrice, he has Passaris, because Passaris, there's no way Passaris can go and operate with Ngatia the other side. Then, he has Waweru. I don't know why Waweru is actually supporting him, but my assumption is that Waweru is seeing Richard Ngatia as a Johnny come late, who has actually come and has managed to complicate the equation for him, because Waweru was also a candidate. I don't know whether he's still a candidate, but he's still campaigning as a candidate. Then there's Ann Kananu. I don't know why Ann Kananu is also with Ngatia, but Tim Wanyonyi has now Passaris, he has Sifuna. I'm sure that probably the reason Sifuna changed the statement, maybe because of the ODM factor, is the Secretary General of ODM party, and he should not be seen to be supporting Ngatia, who is not yet ODM guy. But let us look at the factors which are going to play. Whether it's going to be Ngatia, whether it's going to be Wanyonyi. The first factor which is going to play is the power sharing at the national level. And this is going to be very serious. If Raila is going to be the presidential candidate, and say Peter Kenneth is also a presidential candidate, who will be the governor of Nairobi? I mean, if Raila is a presidential candidate, Peter Kenneth is a running mate, who will be the governor of Nairobi? Will that person be Ngatia? And will Kikuyus be comfortable losing the presidency and Nairobi? And where are the Kambas? Because if Azimio will require Kamba votes, then Kalonzo can be asked, you run for this. Remember, William Ruto is also waiting the other side and his candidate. Since Sakaja already, a lawyer. So, how power is going to be shared at the national level will influence who becomes the governor of Nairobi. In ODM or in Azimio, I want to assume we have two candidates now. So who is going to win will depend on the national cake. Number two is the ability to fund campaign. Politics is very expensive. And 2022 general election is going to be the most expensive election in the history of this country. Can Tim Wanyonyi fund a gubernatorial campaign? Tim Wanyonyi can. He's rich. I know most of you don't think so. But Tim Wanyonyi is one of the richest members of parliament we have in this country. Can Ngatia fund his campaign? Yes. Ngatia can fund the entire campaign. In fact, Ngatia can fund the entire ODM or Azimio campaign. He can tell all the candidates, I'm going to fund all of you. So both of them can fund the campaigns. The third factor is going to be tribal arithmetics. And this is where it's going to be very interesting. If it's going to be Ngatia, where will you take bursaries, for example? Or will you allow bursaries just to go as bursaries? If you take Ngatia, will commander who wants to be the Senate there be allowed to run even if he wins the nominations? So it's going to be tricky. What about Wanyonyi? If Wanyonyi becomes the candidate, will Sifuna be allowed to run as the Senate? So tribal arithmetics will be at play. And who will be the candidate from the other side? Will that candidate be Margaret Wanjiru? Or will that candidate be Sakaja? And if that candidate is Sakaja, who is a lawyer or who is a sabot, how will that play out? Will that favor Ngatia or will it favor Wanyonyi? So a lot of arithmetics there. The fourth thing which is going to be at play is the party politics. Will ODM cede grounds? And if they are going to cede grounds, what will be their demands? Are they going to put demands that we want the women rep, we want the Senate, and we want these particular constituencies reserved? So party politics is also going to play. And lastly is the handshake. You know, when President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga entered into handshake, there are certain things which they agreed on. One of them, I think, is the Nairobi gubernatorial election. So probably they agreed that Uhuru is going to take Nairobi, then Raila take the running mate, or Raila take the presidency. So if that was the arrangement, then it means campaigns will not be there. As long as Uhuru and Raila are campaigning for a gubernatorial candidate in Nairobi, even if that candidate is Peter Kenneth, even if that candidate is me, we will win. I will win if it's me. If it's Peter Kenneth, it's going to win. If it's Pasaris, it's going to win. If it's Wanyonyi, if it's Ngatia. So the handshake politics is also going to play. And I'm going to begin this kind of series focusing on the gubernatorial races across the country. On Sunday, and I've received invitation, Gladys Wanga will launch her gubernatorial candidature for Homa Bay. in Homa Bay town. I'll be there to witness it because I believe that Gladys Wanga might actually be the first woman from Nyanza to win. But there are also other odds which are at play. The men there are ganging up against her. They're saying she's just a woman who came from somewhere else. You know, so other factors are going to be at play. In Mombasa, for example, I'm seeing Nasir being endorsed by Uhuru yesterday. Raila Odinga also endorsed him the other day. Is it a foregone conclusion? And how will that play out on Shabal and my friend Hassan Omar? The other county which is going to be very tricky is Bungoma. Bungoma is also going to be very tricky. So let us wait and see how events are actually going to unfold. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.